Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. The translation of that message, it reads like this. Hello brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as anonymous? I never thought that my life would come to this. A dark, twisted path that has led me to the edge of sanity. When I left home, KZN, and when I came to Johannesburg, all that I wanted was a better life. My dreams were simple: finish school, get a job, give my family the life that they deserved. But this city, with all of its lights and noise, swallowed me whole, pulling me into a world of promises that I did not even fully understand. My name is Noktula, not a real name, and this is my confession. It started like most stories. I was desperate. I had my own husband. My husband was a good man, but there was only one problem that me and my husband were experiencing in our relationship. When it came to the bedroom, things were not okay. We had tried everything. We went to the men's clinic to find out why things were like that, but we did not get any proper answer. We then started going to different sangomas, but it was still the same thing until I got bored. And when I got bored, my husband started losing focus at work, and then he lost his job. We started struggling. I was the sole breadwinner in the family now. He was now depending on me. And ladies, I'm sure you know how it feels like. You have a man that does not have a job, a man that is a stay-at-home dad, and a man that can't give you sex when you come back tired. All that he can do is maybe massage you, and it just ends there. We were struggling, the bills were piling up, the stress mounted, the affection that once filled our marriage turned into a distant resentment. I used to love him so deeply, but over time, I began to see him as the source of all of our problems. He could not provide for us the way that I thought he should, and I grew bitter. That was when I met this guy. The guy was from Zim. All of a sudden, I returned back to my old ways of drinking alcohol. It was late one night in a tavern in Johannesburg. I had gone out with one of my friends, a drunkard, who forced me to go out with her, hoping to forget about our worries for a few weeks. That was when I saw the guy who was from Zim. He was really good looking, and he was full of confidence. That is what I liked about him, because back home, since my husband, his PP was no longer working, it destroys, I think, a man's confidence. So I wished to be with a man who was confident, knowing that the man can handle me. When I was already talking to him, I felt that down there, it was saying that I want it, I want it, I want you. It was not like the man that I had known before. He was different. There was something that was different about him. We started talking, and before long, it was like we had known each other all of our lives. We were kissing right there when we were busy drinking, as if we were about to make love in that club. He was not from here. He was from Zim, but he had made a name for himself. He talked about money, the money that he had made. If I was willing, he said, I could become his personal girlfriend. And that was what I needed. I was tired of being poor. I was tired of watching my dreams slip away in unhappy marriage. I said, let me try this guy. Maybe these people will work out on me. We started spending time together. We started dating each other, and I fell in love with the guy. That was when the guy told me the honest truth about him. He told me that he did some rituals that gave him money. And when you ask someone who has debt collectors that are calling you, asking you about the payment plan, that is when you will do anything. He told me that in their country, these rituals, like, they can give you a lot of money. He said that he could help me to get a snake. He called it Isithwalo Nyoka. And if I was going to be able to do that, this snake was going to give me money, never to worry about paying all of these bills, because there were times when I would receive a call when I would be with him. Then I would set out a payment plan. Then he would give me the money. And I knew that I had to do this because everything that I had. I had borrowed everything. We had 2 cars that we had bought. When life was okay, my husband had gone out to get a very expensive SUV, trying to show people that we were making it in life. You know, us black people, you need to drive a very big car, an expensive one, to show that you are making it in life. Then we had another buggy. Still, it was a lot of money. The money that was needed to be paid each and every month, it was somewhere around 26,000 K for the cars. For the house alone, since we were living in a gated community, the house alone, we needed to pay 19K each and every month. It was quite a lot. Talk about the school fees for the kids. The bills were just too much for us. This man, he came to my rescue. He offered me help. He told me that he can help me to have someone who can give me this snake, but there was some money that was needed, and we needed to go to his country. We arrived in his country, and when we went to his country, this ritual, it was performed deep in the mountains, in a very remote area. In that place, I don't think that the people there, they even know that there is an outside world, because it was really deep in the mountains. I was told that this snake, it survives on blood, and not just any blood, but human blood. Whilst we were in the mountain, I was told that there were 3 people that were going to appear in front of me, sort of like a vision was going to be revealed to me. And amongst these 3 people, I had been given a knife. If a person would appear who would be my relative, if I do not want that person to die, to be killed by the snake, I had to put the knife down. This I was doing whilst I was kneeling. And if that person would have appeared that I wanted to die, then I had to pretend as if I was stabbing the person. Then the person will be killed by the snake. My mother appeared, and I said, no, not my mom. My brother appeared, and I said, no. That was when Sipho, not his real name, my husband, appeared. I grabbed the knife that I had placed onto the ground, and then I stabbed him. I saw that his eyes were filled with shock, because in that moment, that was when he realized that his wife was doing this to him. I kept on stabbing him until I saw his life slipping away. And then I was told that the ritual was complete. We had to return back to South Africa. We returned back to South Africa. I started a very small restaurant. But from that restaurant, I started several businesses. I have saloons, restaurants, and my husband, he passed away. After my husband passed away, I saw his spirit. When I saw his spirit, I returned back to that man. We drove back to his country. But now I was used to be in Zim. They even call me Magoti at his place. We went there pretending as if this was just a trip of him introducing me to his relatives. Later on, we then acted as if we were going for our little vacation. Then we went to that traditional healer's place. And then I was told that this snake, the reason as to why it cannot fight with my late husband's spirit, it is because it needs more blood. Now, this is the final demand. I am being told that this snake, it wants the blood of my sister, Uzama, not her real name. She is the one who is supposed to die so that the snake can be able to protect me. I then said to the healer, but you told me that this was a once-off thing, so why is the contract changing? Then the healer said that he had no idea that my husband's ancestors, they were as powerful as they are. So there can be a change of contract when things do not go according to plan. So my sister is going to become sort of like a security, a guarantee that my husband's spirit will never wake up again and I can never see his ghost. The healer there asked me a simple question. He said, when you saw the ghost of your husband, what did you do? I said, I was paralyzed by fear. And then he said, so if you were paralyzed by fear, why can't you kill your own sister? And I started to cry, for Zama is everything to me. She is my sister, the one who used to take care of me, who loves me unconditionally. And I cannot find myself doing this. When I returned back, I came back with a small walking stick that the healer gave to me. So it is a time period. I have to return this walking stick by next year, around June, July. If my sister is not dead by then, I am going 6 feet under the ground. I have the same knife that I used to kill my husband, so I have to go and stand outside my sister's house and then point at her house. This I have to do late at night, and then call out her name. Dear sister, it is I, your little sister, that is calling you. Please come out so that we can reason together. His spirit will come out, then I'll act as if I am stabbing her, and then she will die, just like what my husband did. When I was told all of these things, I started screaming, crying out for help. But the healer then said, there is no one who is going to help you, but you can help yourself. So this is where I am right now. I have no choice but to kill my sister, like what my boyfriend told me. This is what is happening to me. It is a burden that I never thought that I was going to carry. All of this money and the cars, they seem to be worthless now. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our admin who helped us with this translation. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world.